honor to welcome you to Van Keough Michael's senior presentation. It has been an honor, Van, to be your mentor and to witness the massive amounts of growth and confidence you've gained this last 7 years. From being a young athlete, growing into his feet and height, and looking like a newborn baby giraffe sometimes, to being a force on the court, getting the most rebounds most games, and as a school leader, president, all the things. I'm so freaking proud of you. I don't think you remember this, but you were actually one of the first kids in 6th grade PE to call me Wiggum. And like what you would say, bruh, I'm in your corner. Okay? And the same with me goes for you. And the University of Hawaii is gaining an incredible community. Now introducing Van.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you guys for coming in and welcome in. I know we're tight-packed like a bunch of sardines, but we'll make it work. So let's get cozy, and this is my presentation. I'm excited. So before I share my high school career with you guys, I wanted to talk about Manson's mantra, which is pride, passion, and grit. These virtues have kind of been present throughout my whole high school career. I really focused in on pride, which was seen last year when I was nominated for Manson's School Pride for the junior class, alongside Keough and Jenna. And these 3 values should be seen throughout my presentation. So first up, I want to talk about extracurriculars. I've been involved in a lot of extracurriculars here at Manson. It is a super small school, and I've been able to touch almost every area of the school in some way, shape, or form. But I really want to highlight Executive ASB Council, basketball, and Future Business Leaders of America, or FBLA. We'll start off with these top 2 photos. This is my buddy Max. He goes to school at Central Valley in Spokane. I met him at a week-long ASB retreat camp, and Max is an amazing human being, the president there. But I got to meet like-minded people who allowed me to create new policies here at Manson and bring back new spirit and things of such to bring on home to Manson. So I really appreciate people like Max and ASB for allowing me to be a student voice for all of our students here at Manson and just create new traditions. Next I have basketball, and I've been playing basketball as long as I can remember. I've been fortunate enough to play all 4 years of my high school career. This photo down here is of me and my friend Jordan from Okanagan. I was super sick that game and I had my best game, so we did a little jersey swap. But anyways, I really enjoyed playing basketball with a bunch of my friends, and I'm really grateful to be able to have that opportunity. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And then finally, the FBLA. This is a photo of Calvin Bear and I winning state in one of our events. Even though I'm not going into business, I've really enjoyed being able to see kind of the corporate world of things and just be able to be a part of that world. These are just more photos from all my extracurriculars, track, ASB, basketball, FFA, just everything I could fit on there, just kind of a collage. So. Next up, I have my leadership roles. Again, I've been able to be heavily involved in leadership here at Manson. You guys can see my list here, but I really want to talk about being ASB president, being a varsity boys basketball captain, and FFA vice president. We'll start off with that goofy looking sophomore with a buzz cut that had never done FFA before. I really enjoyed being the FFA vice president, running creeds, doing different ceremonies, running FFA week. I didn't know anything about pigs, but being grown up in an agricultural world, I really appreciated doing this for the last 2 years, and I didn't get to do it this year, but I really enjoyed my time doing that. Next, I want to talk about being a varsity boys basketball captain. These guys down here are some of the coolest people, and I'm really glad that I got to play my season with these guys. It didn't get to go the way we wanted it to, but all of us were leaders this season, and for the underclassmen to see me as a player and come up the way I did in basketball and to be a captain this year, I really appreciate. Then finally, being ASB president. This is from Adam Sandler Day when Miss Griffith and I dressed up. We were low-key twinning, but anyways, I really just appreciate, again, being a student voice for everybody, and also, if anybody has an issue, they can come talk to me or implement something new, and just being able to be a part of our school government and get to know kind of the feel for the student gov. Next, I have my community contributions and connections. I've done a lot of community service here at Manson. We have such a great community, but I really want to highlight being an Apple Blossom escort, Veterans Day breakfast, being a Holden Youth Camp counselor, and Manson Youth Basketball Camp in the Buddies program. I'll start off with being an Apple Blossom escort. This year it's been super awesome to be a part of the parades and be able to carry out the tradition that my grandmother was a part of in 1962, the Queen of 1962, on my end of things. And just to be able to be a part of the community and do this has been super amazing. Along with hanging out with Kaden and Shane and the girls at the parades has been a lot of fun. Next I want to talk about being a part of the Manson Youth Basketball Camp and being a coach this year. A lot of those kids looked up to me, and I remember when I was a kid in Mr. Hellison's basketball camp, being a camper then, looking up to all those high school kids, so being able to do that for the kids this year, I was super appreciative of, and I hope that they look up to me and want to continue basketball the way I did. And finally, I have being a Holden Youth Camp counselor. I couldn't leave out either group because I did it for the last 2 years, and one of them would be mad at me. I see these kids every day in the hall, and I was a part of the same program in 6th grade. And looked up to my mentor, and so to be able to do this for them was an amazing experience, and I really appreciate it because they'll dap me up in the hallways, they'll say hi, make jokes and whatever, and they're all a bunch of little goobers that made my experience a lot of fun. So. Again, I have collage photos of everything I've done, just a lot of different things, mini mentors, Winterfest, and briefly Veterans Day. I have a big military family background, and so to be able to cook in the morning for the last 3 years for Veterans Day has been super important. And yeah, just some more photos of community service. So next up, I have my education and academics. I've been able to achieve 70 college credits here at Manson. I've taken some extensive courses here through UW, Eastern, and Central. But I want to talk about CW Anatomy and Physiology with Mr. Hellison. It's kind of helped lit my drive for what I want to do, which I'll talk about a little bit later. With that class, we extensively went into how the body works in the human systems. And this class I've been super appreciative for because, again, it's kind of helped me in my career path. Next, I have UW English 111 with Mr. Fournier. This year's topic is dystopian literature, so I've been super interested in writing papers, and it's definitely made me a better writer and critical thinker, so I really appreciate that class. I have EWU Philosophy and Ethics with Ms. Sorensen. This is my favorite class I've ever taken. I think it's made me a better person and had different views and just different philosophies looking at life. I think every kid should take it because you get to have deep and meaningful conversations, and this is from when Camille's mom Amy came in. We talked about medical ethics. And then finally I have college prep chemistry, which was not a college class, but it was the hardest class I've taken at Manson. It really kicked all of our butts, I think, but it was super worth it because Mr. Hellison prepped us for what that would look like at the next level. Coach did me dirty with this photo. Anyways, pathway prep. So I've done a lot of classes. I didn't get to have an internship, but I had an amazing networking interview with Mr. Augustine Venegas. He's super skilled in our local community healthcare. I was able to have like a 45-minute, hour-long conversation with him, building this connection, and I really appreciate him for that because I'll always be able to come back and talk to him or meet new people through him. I also want to highlight that I am getting my ACE personal trainer cert. He's helped me make my path want to be for physical therapy and athletic training, but I do want to have my personal trainer cert to help build my resume and my profile so I am well-rounded in my endeavors. Next I have staff gratitude. So first I have Mr. Hellison, who's in the back there, give him a wave. Mr. Hellison, sometimes you get a bad rap or the scary teacher rap. I was super nervous to have your class sophomore year. But I really appreciate you because you're such a cool dude. This is us in our Sonics jerseys. I've been able to talk to Mr. Hellison about mental health, basketball, literally anything. We have a lot of fun laughs in class and get a lot of fun stuff done. And I really appreciate you for being such a cool dude and you're not a scary teacher anymore. Next I have Mr. Dane Johnson, who's at Brins, but Jeannie is here, so I'm going to speak to Jeannie. I really appreciate Dane because he's really helped me in my high school career and I attribute that to him. I looked at some of my old work from him and it was honestly harder than some of my high school work now, so I really appreciate Dane for being my amazing middle school teacher and knowing me since I was a kid. And next, finally, I have Mrs. Sarah Wiggum, or Wiggum. Wiggum is my track coach, mentor, teacher, second mom, school mom. I know you'll hear that a lot. She's always getting the most hype when I get a PR. She's helped me out in class. And I had a couple mental health struggles through my sophomore and junior year, and she was there for me every day at school, so I really appreciate Mrs. Wiggum always being there for me. So next up I have my friends, and it's a little different than most people, but the first group I want to talk about is Finn, Bryce, and Johan. These guys are like my brothers that I never had. We do everything together. I really appreciate them for always being there for me. I'm like the little baby because they all graduated last year. But anyways, I want to highlight this photo of Bryce, Finn, and I going down to Georgia. Finn and I had never been in the South, and to get to see Bryce do something that he really enjoyed and just be there for each other is super important to me. Next, I have Calvin and Bear. I've known these guys since I was a little kid. We've done a lot of fun stuff and a lot of stupid stuff together. Anyways, I really appreciate these guys for always being there. If we need to talk, hang out, do anything, we get schoolwork done, and we've all been in this competition with our grade points, so I really appreciate these guys for pushing me in my academic career as well. And finally, I have Jordan Castro. He's like my Hispanic brother, my Hispanic family. I had some struggles my junior year with thinking I was not going to play basketball my senior year, and Jordan really helped me push through that and helped me want to play again. So I really attribute Jordan to always be there for game nights, talk about mental health, and he's always there for me, so thank you, Jordan. This is a slide of all my other friends that I could probably talk on and on about, but I really want to highlight the fact that here at Manson you get an experience that you don't anywhere else. It truly is a village. I'll point out this picture of Vince and I this year and when we were little kids, and this photo of Jackson and I this year and when we were little kids. You get to grow up with these people your whole life, and you get to see each other grow. And I really appreciate everybody that's kind of been along the ride with me throughout my high school career, so thank you guys. Next up, I have my family. This photo was taken on senior night. It's one of my favorite photos now because basketball is my favorite sport. And we're all together in this photo, and Coach Phelps. Anyways, this is one of my favorite photos, just because it's got all of us in it. And I gotta highlight some people. First, I'll start with my little sister Lainey. We argue and bicker a lot, and my mom gets on our butts all the time. But I truly love Lainey, and I hope she looks up to me as a role model and kind of can follow some of the things I've done in high school. And if not, she's gonna trailblaze her own path. Next, I want to talk about my girlfriend Keough, who is not my family. I just did not know how to put her on my friend's slide. Anyways, I spent the last 2 years with Keough. We just got back from the Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert this last weekend. We got to do a lot of fun trips. I go to Hawaii, had some fun date nights out and some fun TV movie nights in, and I couldn't have asked for a better person to spend the last 2 years with. And she puts up with me sometimes, so I appreciate you. Next, I want to talk about my stepmom, Jessie. She's always there for me if I need to call somebody, or whether we're talking about how we're always right and everybody else is always wrong, or she's always there to keep me on track. And she's there to emotionally talk or logically talk, so thank you, Jessie, for always being there and helping shape my personality. Next, I have my stepdad, Cappy. I really appreciate you being there, whether I'm hitting a deer with my truck or we're going to the Travis Scott concert, which he had no clue, or he knew who he was, but he was rocking out the whole 2 hours. So I really appreciate you for being there. You filled some pretty big shoes the last couple of years, or my couple of years being here, and I really appreciate you for that. Sorry, guys. Next I have my mom. It was just her and I for a long time. She'd lose an arm and a leg for me to do anything. We didn't have a lot for a long time. She made it happen. A lot of kids are doing things, and that's not how it was for us. I really appreciate her creating all the opportunities, because I wouldn't be the man I am today without my mom. Thank you for always being there and giving me the life I have and the opportunities I have. I really appreciate it. Next I have my dad. My dad's always been a part of my life. He's taking time off of work to be here right now, and he's driven countless hours over the mountains to come see my friends, come to basketball games, and he's always been there for me. For those of you who don't know my dad, he's had some struggles in the past, and if you were to tell him 18, 19 years ago that there's a young man that wanted to be just like him, I don't think he'd believe you. So thank you, Dad, for always being in my life. Okay, we'll move on to a better slide. Sorry, guys. I'm likely crying for all you guys. Okay, so before we get to the next slide, it is a highlight reel of all my friends and everything we've done together, and just kind of the day of my life here at Manson. So my next steps are to attend the University of Hawaii out in Manoa. I plan in majoring in kinesiology and rehabilitation science like I've talked about. I plan on focusing on pursuing physical therapy, recovery science, and athletic training. I'm super excited to be able to have this experience and work so hard to be able to get here and to be able to go to a school that has top tier programs in what I want to study. So, and also be out in Hawaii, who doesn't want to be there? So I'm super excited to get to explore my opportunities there. Thank you guys for coming to my senior presentation.